Well, hello there and welcome back. This is Kevin Smith with First Team Real Estate here in Southern California. Today I wanted to bring up a topic that came up with one of my clients who's an investor. I've also had this with my own personal things, and that is how to protect your assets from a potential lawsuit. One of the first things you need to do is, if you are an investor and you have multiple properties, we're not just talking about one property for yourself, we're talking about investors that have multiple properties. And that is to be honorable, to be ethical, treat your tenants, your clients, your tenants that are renting your properties with honesty and making sure that they're taken care of. You can go a long way with being upfront with them, making sure that the contracts are signed properly, that deposits are returned in a timely manner. If there's anything that needs to be fixed in the unit, that it's taken care of immediately. I think knowing your clients, knowing your tenants brings the relationship to a better level, and in that sense, you can protect yourself from potentially being sued just by having a great relationship with your clients. The second thing you could do is to set up an LLC or multiple LLCs. I have 7 properties, and in those LLCs you can set them up as like 2 per LLC or a certain value amount. That way, if you're sued for one property, they'll have a harder time of getting to the assets in the other LLCs. So you'll have a legal veil that will have a harder time for them to get to your assets if there was a lawsuit. Another thing that you're going to want to do is you have some equity in these properties. So setting up a HELOC, having a home equity line of credit is a good way to ensure that you'll have some cash reserves if you need it. If you're not needing it, then you're not paying any interest on it. Instead of doing a long refinance that may take a week or 2 or 3 weeks depending on the situation. So if you do need to come up with some cash to hire legal counsel, you'll have that opportunity with your HELOC. Another thing that you can do is talk to your insurance broker and set up a umbrella policy. That way that you can increase the insurance that will cover certain specific things related to the property. If you have multiple stairs, making sure that you have the proper handrails and non-skid tape down. So making sure that your insurance company is going to be covering you in case there is an accident, but also making sure that your property is well secured. So talk to your insurance broker and get an umbrella policy that's a larger amount that would cover multiple properties. If you did get sued, one of the things that you could do is to make sure that you protect your family. I know there's a potential to lose a lot of your business assets. These are business assets, right? So making sure that you're taking care of your assets and making sure that they're paid for, but also making sure first that your family's taken care of. You can always buy the real estate back again, but you have to make sure that you have enough money set aside to take care of your own family while this lawsuit procedure is going on. So make sure you have some savings and that you have a mortgage that's paid off possibly for yourselves. So making sure that the family is taken care of for food, medical, and all the other expenses that may come along. And the final thing would be if, for instance, you were found guilty and you needed to pay, obviously you're going to want to pay them if you can, but in the process of protecting yourself, maybe setting up a self-directed IRA or a Roth IRA where you can put some assets or some money aside for the future. What comes to mind is, for instance, in the O.J. Simpson trial, right? He was found guilty, but a lot of his assets were set aside in a retirement account, and unfortunately or fortunately the Goldman family could not attach his retirement account. So it's a way of protecting yourself. Obviously You never want to do anything that's going to harm your clients or tenants. However, you do need to protect yourself, and while doing this and building your portfolio, you can set up these different IRAs. So that's another asset for you. So I hope these are some tips that might be able to help you. If you have any comments or suggestions or would like to reach out to me, feel free to do so by text, phone, or email. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you and take care.